Hey, if you're someone who watches my channel regularly, or I don't know why I can't say regularly, so if you're someone who watches my channel regularly, you know that I am quite fond of the Stars grips, the Raccoon City Police grips from Resident Evil. I have them on my Beretta 96 that I have converted to a 357 SIG. Well, I got another pair of these, and I mentioned it during the live chat the other night. This pair is actually a little bit different though. I mean, they look the same, but they come down a little further. They actually cover the foot of the magazine. That's one of the options you can get. And this is the one more traditional to the movie, actually. There's actually a little wood piece that goes in between them at the back there to cover the back of the magazine plate to make them look like they're wood all the way across. But since I have a mag guide already in here, I'm just going to leave that in place and use the grips with that, which they will work with that also. If I don't like the looks of it, we'll put the wood piece in later. But first, I'm just going to put the grips on with that mag well. Okay, so let's get started and get these off here. And I'm going to put these ones on my Langdon Tactical, my Elite LTT Beretta 92, where they were originally. And then I'll put the new ones on this gun. All right, now normally I wouldn't even film this at all, but when I mentioned in my chat the other night that I had gotten another set of these, someone said, hey, when you're changing them out, you should do a video on all your nerd guns. And that got me thinking. I started thinking, well, what the hell is a nerd gun? I don't even know what they're talking about. And why would I have a nerd gun? I mean, seriously, I don't have a clue. What guns do I have that would qualify as nerd guns? Clearly, it's not my Resident Evil Berettas, now that I have 3 of those. I don't think any of those are nerdy. Maybe my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. SIG P226, but I don't see anything nerdy about that. I think that's fucking cool. I mean, how could that be nerdy? Maybe a pair of zombie grip 1911s. Maybe someone would think that's nerdy. I don't really see how that would be nerdy. I mean, we all know what a threat zombies are. And I know none of my Punisher grips are nerdy. Not the ones on my 1911 or my other 1911 or my other 1911. And especially not on my Smith & Wesson Governor. I mean, that one is super cool. Nothing nerdy about that. Then I thought, well, maybe it's the Mandalorian Beskar grips I have on my CZ. Maybe someone might think that's nerdy. But I'm like, no, there's no way anyone could think that's nerdy. So it couldn't be that gun they're talking about. Or maybe they think it's the Deadpool grips on my Tit Sauce Browning High Power clone. But I can't imagine how that would be true. There's nothing nerdy about Deadpool. Or maybe the solid brass Cobra Commander grips I have on my Walther Q4. But then again, I thought, nah, they can't possibly mean that, because what's cooler than Cobra? Then the only other thing I could think of that might be slightly nerdy was maybe my Prince grips on my Chiappa or on my Dan Wesson Bruin. You know, those are custom. I did those myself. So I guess some people might think that's nerdy, but those people would be absolutely wrong. There's nothing nerdy about recognizing that Prince was one of the biggest musical geniuses of our generation or any generation. So nothing nerdy there. So I'm just going to have to say, I don't get it. I don't understand what would be nerdy, because none of those things are nerdy. So I'm just not sure what they're talking about. So there's no way I could possibly do an actual video on nerdy guns, since I obviously don't own any. So I guess when it comes down to it, this video is going to have to just be solely about replacing these grips, because when it comes to nerdy guns, I think they must have me confused with someone else. I don't own any nerdy guns. All the guns I own are things that are super cool that only the most manly men would ever own. So like I said, I think they've got me confused with someone else. So this video is going to be just about these grips. All right, they're on here, and I think they look great. I actually like the way these ones extend all the way down and come down flush with the mag plate. In fact, they are perfectly flush with each other right here. You can barely even feel where one stops and the other starts. And I think they look really nice with the mag guide in the back here, because they actually line up with it perfectly. I don't see any reason to change it out to the wood right now. I'm going to keep that little wood piece around in case I change my mind in the future. Now, I will have to put a flat mainspring housing in there if I decide to use the wood piece. But for now, I'm just going to leave this in there because I like the way it looks. I think it looks especially nice from the bottom here. Everything is nice and flush. So there you have it, my new grips that I just purchased off a regular viewer of my live chats. Looks really good on the gun. This is one of the guns that I actually do carry sometimes, since it is a 357 SIG. So now when I carry it, I'll be carrying a gun that is not nerdy. It's just really cool and super macho. Hey, this is the Yankee Marshal, just reminding everyone out there that if you disagree with anything I say in any one of my videos, be it something political or tactical, I am going to give you the opportunity to come talk to me face to face instead of just having to put stuff in comment sections where someone might not even read them. You can come in one of my live chats and tell me off in person. You just have to send an email to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com, and in the subject line of that video put slap the yank, and then I will get back with you and set up a time where you can come in one of the live chats and tell me off face to face.